Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a beautiful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not.
The judge in the Karmelo Anthony case will be removed from the bench. He will be no longer a judge. This judge knew that there were red flags and did not allow evidence submitted that would have exonerated Karmelo Anthony. This judge kept evidence from being submitted, which is unlawful conduct, knowing unlawful conduct.
There are rumors online saying the judge was removed. This judge, and here he is, Judge John Roach, was going to be removed. But according to official statements and verified reporting, Judge Roach is retiring at the end of the term, not being removed from the bench. Now, if he did something irregular or unlawful while he was presiding over that case, retiring will not shield him. A lot of people in our community are asking whether the judge knowingly left out evidence that could have helped Karmelo Anthony. We have every right to be upset about this. When the system wants to protect somebody, evidence magically becomes unclear, inconclusive, or inadmissible. But when the defendant is Black, especially a young Black man, suddenly every piece of evidence that could help him gets minimized, ignored, or explained away. People who watched that video said it looked like self-defense. They saw a kid being rushed, grabbed, and overwhelmed. They saw fear. They saw instinct. They saw survival. And yet the jury didn't get the full context, the full explanation, or the full benefit of doubt that other defendants, especially white defendants, get handed to them automatically. So the question isn't just, did the judge leave out evidence? The real question is, why does the system always seem to malfunction when a Black defendant needs fairness? Because we've watched people walk away free after killing Black folk with no evidence, no justification, and no accountability. And now we're watching a Black teenager get 35 years in a case where the video itself raised reasonable doubt. That's why people are angry, because of a pattern where Black life is treated as disposable and Black fear is never seen as legitimate. They could not believe that this young boy by himself could have been frightened by this group of boys that had surrounded him. So the judge is retiring. Either he's being removed or he's being retiring. I don't know which one it really is. But if misconduct or irregularities occurred during that trial, retirement or whatever it is doesn't protect the judge. Texas law says that judicial retirement does not shield a judge from investigation, discipline, or review of their ruling. So if he ruled incorrectly, retirement does not shield him from that. If Dr. Candace Matthews' allegations about misconduct or irregularities gain traction, the judge's retirement does not block appeals, motions for a new trial, or judicial conduct complaints. And there are some complaints about that judge's conduct. Dr. Candace Matthews is on the case, baby. She is digging up all kinds of dirt about him, about that judge. And she went public with it. She was out in front of the, somewhere, I don't know if she was in front of the courthouse or somewhere. And honey, she has done some investigation on him. She has some research on him, and it's not pretty. And if she knows it, those other white people know it too. That's why they picked him. They wanted Karmelo to pay for ending that boy's life, even if Karmelo said it was self-defense. They don't ever want black people to feel that we have the right to self-defense where a white person is concerned. So Karmelo's team has filed an appeal to the trial because there were so many errors, legal errors, that were done in that trial. And those legal errors have been pointed out by legal experts, not by people on the internet, not by Lady Boulay, but about people who know about court procedures. And we've already gone over that, but I'm going to go over them again. Some things that went wrong in that courtroom for Karmelo. So, according to legal experts, the most serious legal errors in the Karmelo trial below were number one, ineffective assistance of counsel. This is the number one reason Texas reverses convictions. Red flags in this case include failure to properly argue self defense. Karmelo said he was defending himself, but apparently his lawyer didn't even argue self defense. Also, failure to object to improper statements, failure to challenge jury selection, an all white jury, failure to request correct jury instructions. So apparently, the jury wasn't even instructed properly. Failure to push for a change of venue, and failure to call key witnesses like his brother who was there. All of this was under ineffective assistance of counsel. So this is just about the lawyer. If the defense attorney didn't do the minimum required to protect Karmelo's rights, that is a constitutional violation. Red flag number two, improper jury selection, racial bias. Texas has a long history of bastion violations. That means illegally striking black jurors. The possible errors in that is striking black jurors without valid cause, allowing a racially imbalanced jury in a racially charged case, not challenging biased jurors, and not objecting to improper strikes. If the jury was not representative or was selected improperly, the conviction is vulnerable. That means it could be realistically overturned. At the minimum, Karmelo would get another trial. Red flag number three, incorrect or incomplete jury instructions. And this is a major issue. If the judge failed to properly instruct the jury on self defense, defense against multiple attackers, no duty to retreat, which is Texas law, reasonable fear, or proportional fear, that is reversible error. Texas appellate courts overturn cases every year for bad jury instructions because it was reported that the jury kept asking for the meaning of malice as pertains to the law. So they weren't clear on what they were supposed to be deciding on. So they just found him guilty because that's probably what they wanted to do emotionally, but the jury instructions weren't clear. Red flag number four, prosecutorial misconduct, which includes mischaracterizing evidence, appealing to racial fear, using inflammatory language, introducing improper arguments, and withholding exculpatory evidence, which is the Brady violation. If the prosecution framed him as a dangerous black teen instead of sticking to the facts, that is appealable. Red flag number five, see, there are all these red flags. Red flag number five, judicial misconduct or bias. If the judge allowed inadmissible evidence, restricted the defense, showed favoritism, made improper comments, failed to control the courtroom, allowed prejudicial statements, these are reversible errors. Red flag number six, failure to move the trial. Venue error. If the defense did not request a venue change despite heavy media coverage, community hostility, racial tension, and pre-trial publicity, that is another ineffective counsel issue. Texas law allows venue changes when a fair trial is impossible. And it was impossible for this boy to get a fair trial in Frisco, Texas. So his lawyer should have requested that that trial be tried somewhere else, maybe in Dallas or Houston or San Antonio or somewhere, but not in Collins County where Frisco or wherever they had the trial was. Red flag number 7, improper admission of evidence, allowing irrelevant or prejudicial evidence, allowing character attacks, allowing statements that inflame the jury, allowing evidence without proper foundation. If the judge let in evidence that should have been excluded, that's reversible. Red flag number 8, sentencing errors, excessive sentence. A 35-year sentence for a 17-year-old with no criminal history, a chaotic group fight, and a plausible self-defense claim can be challenged as disproportionate or influenced by bias. Texas appellate courts can reduce or overturn sentences. Karmelo's case probably will be overturned. Let's just hope that it will be. And when a sentence is overturned, it means the punishment the judge gave is legally invalid. The appeals court is basically saying you got this wrong. And in Karmelo's case, that 35-year sentence is absolutely too much. Even if they don't overturn the conviction, they can still overturn the sentence, and that can change everything because they can let him out of jail on the time that he has already served and be done with this case. Or he could get a new trial. We shall wait and see, but I do believe that it will be overturned. Okay, y'all, thank you for listening and have a good day.